Hello students, you are welcome in the lecture number 10 of a chapter of electrochemistry. In the last one, that is in the lecture number 9, what we have seen? We have seen the quantitative concepts for calculation of mass of substance deposited at cathode or mass of the substance evolved at anode. Quantitative aspects we have completed, and there we have seen how to calculate the mass of substance. Different 5 steps we have studied, and depending on those 5 steps, finally we are arrived up to the equation. What type of equation? We have arrived up to the equation for calculation of mass of the substance deposited at cathode or mass of the substance evolved at anode. That we have seen. 5 different steps we have studied in detail. I am repeating that part once again because that part is important in order to take the numerical examples. For solving the numerical examples, it is very much necessary to know those steps in detail. So what are the points we have studied over there? I am repeating it in short once again. First of all, we have seen the quantity of electricity, Q, Coulomb. We have seen the unit Coulomb Q. What is Coulomb? We have seen it is a charge. It is the unit of charge. It is a small unit of charge we have seen. And 1 Coulomb of electricity is supposed to be passed through a certain point whenever 1 ampere current strength is passed for 1 second. Whenever 1 ampere current strength I is passed for 1 second through a certain point, the quantity of electricity is known as 1 Coulomb of the charge. 1 Coulomb of electricity. The second unit we have studied is a bigger unit, that is Faraday. Faraday. See, important definition for Faraday. 2 definitions I have told you. In the first one, we have seen that Faraday of electricity is nothing but the amount of charge associated with 1 mole of electron. The charge present on 1 mole of electron is known as 1 Faraday of electricity. 1 mole of electron means how many electrons? Avogadro's number of electrons. 1 mole. That is 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 number of electrons. What is the charge on 1 electron? We know in Coulomb. It is 1.6022 into 10 raised to minus 19. And charge of 1 electron is known. Number of electrons in 1 mole is known. And the charge on 1 mole of electron is nothing but 1 Faraday. Therefore, we have seen that 1 Faraday will be equal to 96,500 coulombs. See that lecture also. This calculation I have told you in detail in that lecture. How this comes, we have seen it in detail in that lecture. 1 Faraday is 96,500 coulombs. Therefore, Faraday is bigger unit. Coulomb is very small unit. One more definition we have seen for Faraday. And we know that Faraday is nothing but the charge quantity of electricity required to deposit 1 gram equivalent of the substance. The amount of electricity required to deposit 1 gram equivalent of the substance is known as 1 Faraday of electricity. So that is about the quantity of electricity, current strength in ampere, and T is time in the seconds. 1 ampere current strength, 1 second is known as 1 coulomb of electricity, and 96,500 coulombs of electricity is nothing but 1 Faraday. So this much coulomb will deposit 1 gram equivalent of the substance whenever the electrolysis is carried out. Then we have seen how to calculate the mole of electrons. Moles of electrons, we have seen that it comes equal to Q upon 96,500. This is about the moles of electrons. Or Q is also written as I into T divided by 96,500. Either this or this equation is correct one. That is for the moles of electron. Then we have seen the moles of substance. Moles of a substance to be calculated is nothing but moles of electrons. Moles of electrons multiplied by mole ratio. What is that mole ratio? I have told you 4 examples. It is very simple to calculate the mole ratio, because mole ratio is nothing but a ratio of moles of the substance divided by moles of electrons. Moles of substance deposited divided by moles of electrons. 4 examples we have studied. It is very simple to calculate the mole ratio. And from this equation, finally we are arrived up to the calculation of mass of substance, because we know moles of substance N2 is nothing but W2 upon M2. N is moles of substance. W2 is weight or mass of the substance. M2 is molar mass of substance. So W2 is nothing but mass of substance. It means that W2 will be equal to N2 into M2. W2 is equal to N2 into M2. So mass of substance is a product of number of moles into molar mass. Number of moles we know. Number of moles is nothing but the moles of substance into molar mass. So moles of substance is mole of electron into mole ratio. When multiplied by molar mass, it comes to be W2, that is the mass of substance deposited whenever one electrolyte solution is electrolyzed. See, this final equation I am writing here once again. What we have studied in that lecture, the same one I am writing here once again. See it carefully. We have seen that mass of substance deposited will be equal to, what is it? What is that equation? Q divided by 96,500 multiplied by mole ratio multiplied by molar mass. So this is the final format of that equation we have studied. Q can also be written as I into T. Q, we may replace it as I into T, because Q is a product of current strength in ampere and time T in the seconds. So mass of substance deposited is I into T divided by 96,500 multiplied by mole ratio multiplied by molar mass. This is what we have studied. Whenever one electrolyte solution is electrolyzed, if one electrolyte solution is electrolyzed. This equation we have studied for electrolysis of one electrolyte solution. Now, instead of one electrolyte solution, if there are two electrolyte solutions, see here, this is the one electrolyte solution. Suppose it is AgCl is a one electrolyte solution. If it is electrolyzed, these calculations are applicable, that formula is applicable. This is connected to battery positive terminal, so acting as positive terminal, connected to negative terminal, so this will be negative terminal. Electricity is allowed to pass into solution. Ag plus ions move towards here, and neutral silver is deposited on this electrode by reduction. Therefore, it is known as cathode. Cl minus ions move towards positive electrode. They remit electron undergoing oxidation. Therefore, this is nothing but the anode with positive charge. So, anode has positive charge and cathode has negative charge, that we have studied in case of electrolytic cell. So, whenever only one electrolyte solution is electrolyzed, the mass of silver deposited is calculated using this formula, or the chlorine gas evolved is calculated using this formula. But instead of one solution, if there are two solutions connected in series, this is one solution, now it is the another beaker, in another beaker there is the another solution. Suppose here is a solution of KBr. Again, two electrodes are immersed in this, connected to negative terminal of battery, so it is negative electrode, and these are connected to each other, so this is positive and this will be negative. This is known as connection in series. Connection in series. Two electrolyte solutions are connected in series. Same cell is used, same battery is used. Therefore, whatever the charge is passed into KBr, same charge will be passed into AgCl. Over here, K plus is deposited, K is deposited, neutral potassium is deposited because K plus ions are attracted towards negative electrode. Here, bromine gas is evolved at anode, silver is deposited, and here chlorine gas is evolved. So, how many substances are deposited? Potassium and silver. Here, bromine and chlorine. Whenever two solutions are connected in series and same quantity of electricity is passed through them, quantity of electricity passed is same in KBr and AgCl, because these two solutions are connected in series. Only one cell is used, therefore, same quantity of electricity is passed into these two solutions. At that time, the mass of potassium deposited, mass of silver deposited can be calculated simultaneously. Mass of bromine evolved or chlorine evolved can also be calculated simultaneously. And for that calculation, let us see the second type of calculations, second aspect. So, whenever two solutions are connected in series and same quantity of electricity is passed through them, this equation will be little bit modified. We can modify this equation to a little bit extent. Mass of substance deposited. So, what is deposited here? Mass of silver. What is deposited here? Potassium, mass of potassium. So, let us see it one by one. We will consider this as cell 1 and we will consider this as a cell 2. Cell 1 and cell 2. Here AgCl taken, there KBr is taken. So mass of silver, let us consider that as W1 is the mass of silver, will be I into T divided by 96,500 into mole ratio into molar mass M1. Here we have written W1, so I am writing M1. Let this is equation number 1, or arrange the equation. If we take these two facts, dimensions on left side, what we will write? I into T divided by 96,500 will be equal to W1 divided by mole ratio multiplied by M1. Now let us consider this is equation number 1. You got it? See it carefully. This equation we have studied whenever one electrolyte solution is electrolyzed. Here two electrolyte solutions are electrolyzed. So, as two electrolyte solutions are electrolyzed, here silver is deposited and here potassium is deposited. How to calculate the simultaneous masses? If we know the silver, we can calculate potassium. Or if we know the potassium, we can calculate silver. So those calculations I am telling here. You are not calculating independently now. If we know the mass of potassium, we can calculate the mass of silver. Or if we know the mass of silver, we can calculate the mass of potassium. Those calculations I am telling over here. So for cell 1, this is the equation. Now for cell 2, where KBr is taken, for that equation become W2 is equal to this equation I into T divided by 96,500 into mole ratio multiplied by M2. For cell 1, I have written W1 M1. For cell 2, I have written W2 and M2. Rearranging this equation like this manner, what we will get? We can write I into T divided by 96,500 will be equal to W2 divided by mole ratio multiplied by M2. Now let us consider this as equation number 2. What you will come to know from these two equations? From these two equations, we will easily come to know that equation 1 and equation 2 have left sides same. IT divided by 96,500, IT divided by 96,500. Left sides are same. Therefore, right sides of these two equations must also be same. So, we can write as right side of equation 1 is equal to right side of equation 2. So, right side of equation 1 is W1 divided by mole ratio multiplied by M1 is equal to right side of equation 2, that is W2 divided by mole ratio multiplied by M2. Now what is W1? W1 is the weight of silver, mass of silver divided by mole ratio of which one? Silver multiplied by molar mass of silver is equal to W2. W2 is the weight of which one? Potassium divided by mole ratio of potassium multiplied by molar mass of potassium. Now you will come to know, if we know mass of potassium, mole ratio, molar mass, mole ratio, molar mass, we can calculate the mass of silver. So if we know the mass of potassium, we can calculate the mass of silver. Or if we know the mass of silver, we can calculate the mass of potassium in this manner. So this is the second type of aspect, second type of quantitative aspect, whenever two electrolyte solutions are electrolyzed. See it once again. Whenever two electrolyte solutions are connected in series and same quantity of electricity is passed through them, the amount of substances deposited at cathode or evolved at anode are calculated by different manner than that where only one solution is electrolyzed. So how those calculations are done, that part we have studied over here. And we know that instead of two solutions, if only one solution is electrolyzed, this is the equation we have seen in the last lecture in detail also. Mass of substance deposited will be equal to I into T divided by 96,500 multiplied by mole ratio multiplied by molar mass. Now, since two solutions we are electrolyzing, let us consider this as cell 1 and this as cell 2. So in the cell 1, here silver is deposited. In the cell 2, potassium is deposited. Now instead of calculating the independent mass of silver and independent mass of potassium by this manner, we can calculate them simultaneously. If one is known, second is calculated, or if second is known, first can be calculated by this manner, because this equation for the first cell can be written as W1, that is mass of substance deposited in cell 1, is equal to I into T 96,500 mole ratio of cell 1 into molar mass of the substance deposited at cathode. Rearranging this equation, I into T 96,500 is equal to W1 upon mole ratio of cell 1 into molar mass. In the similar manner, since same quantity of electricity is passed through the second cell also, mass of the substance deposited W2 in second cell is equal to IT divided by 96,500 into mole ratio of cell second into molar mass of cell second. Rearranging this equation, it is IT upon 96,500 W2 upon mole ratio into M2. If we compare equation 1 and equation 2, by comparing equation 1 with equation 2, left sides are same, therefore their right sides are also same. So equation 1 has right side W1 upon mole ratio into M1. Equation 2 has right side W2 upon mole ratio into M2. What is W1? It is the mass of silver. What is W2? Mass of potassium. Mole ratio of silver, molar mass of silver. Here mole ratio of potassium, molar mass of potassium. So if we know the mass of potassium deposited, we can calculate the mass of silver deposited. Or if we know the mass of silver deposited, we can calculate the mass of potassium deposited at cathode. In that manner, instead of one solution, if two electrolyte solutions are electrolyzed, the masses of the substance is deposited or evolved at cathode and anode can be calculated simultaneously. Based on this equation, there are numerical examples we have to take this equation, as well as based on this equation we have to take the numerical examples. That part of numerical examples we will take in the next lecture.